So I was on TikTok minding my business, and there's this woman crying in her car. She's 31 with an unwanted pregnancy by a man who doesn't want a baby, and she doesn't want the baby. It seems like, but she's gonna have the baby. I feel like the people who, whoever this video comes across, are usually like adults. And it's like you shouldn't have to say, but don't have a baby to keep a man or to hope a man comes back or to trap a man or to fix your relationship. It's not fair to a child to carry the weight of that. And I just watched a video and it said, you forget unwanted babies turn into unwanted children and unwanted adults. And no matter what you do, there's a hollowness in them that can't be fixed. And of course, I read some of the comments, and that was so true. And not just that, but as a mom of one child, I mean, I have siblings and they have more children, and your parents will, especially the ones who only have one kid, your parents are always gonna be like, I have more kids, when you have more kids? I'm like, I feel like I'm pretty good. We have a good thing going, the two of us. But the thing is, in all honesty, even with the family, because I have parents and even my son's grandparents, they help. But the fact of the matter is, the more kids you have, that community does get smaller. You'll still have all the aunties and uncles, but I have a sister who has 5 kids, and I can't watch 5 kids. You might give me, I could maybe an hour. I have one child. 1 plus 5 is 6. There's not enough space in the car. I don't have enough snacks or food for this. I honestly don't even have the mental capacity. And that's something I think of all the time too. I feel like I'm a good mom because I have enough. Sometimes it feels like it's too much. Like sometimes I still, have my struggles or my battles. But like I can't imagine what I would mentally and emotionally and financially look like if I had multiple children. Sometimes I think of the idea of like, oh, well, 2 sounds nice. The idea sounds nice. And then the reality hits, like my son is sick now. And I have a dog, and my dog, I love him, but he's very needy. He's clingy. He's a Velcro baby. That's not a child, but like I can't even imagine what that would look like. My son being sick has thrown off my entire schedule for the week, thrown me out of commission, threw off all of the momentum I've been having as far as any exercise or eating healthy. My consistency, it's all been off. It's off. And that's just one child. I can't imagine. And my son's father, he does help out, of course, but he has his own obligations and stuff like that too. And I'm like, and he's an involved parent. I can't imagine if I was working with someone who was completely like uninvolved, not involved, who chose not to be involved. The point is, that's for the situations in that way. But I've always been of the belief that you should never have a child to fix or keep or hold on to or band-aid a relationship. And a lot of people go about that. And I've known people who's like, every time their spouse cheats, they get pregnant. This person has 4 kids now. Any minute now, I'm sure there'll be another one. But like, every time the spouse cheats, the devil's trying to interfere with my relationship, and you end up pregnant. The cycle continues. Don't do that to the child. You need to go to couples counseling, and or how do you know God don't want to bring no child into this? A child is a blessing, but you may not be a blessing to a child. Whatever headspace you're in, bringing that child into the world, or whatever's behind or motivation behind you bringing that child into the world. I'm very intentional about the parenting, about the being a mom. That is the first thing. I'm right behind. I take care of me next. Sometimes I take care of me first because mental health, but so, and it's wild because I'm also like, she's like, Jesus wants me to keep it, but girl, Jesus wasn't in that bedroom. I have never been pregnant by anybody I didn't want to be pregnant by. From the time I knew, how to do with grown folks business, I knew, whether it was health class in school, and parents had them conversations. So, since we're all grown here, look, there's no shame in a plan B. It's cheaper than the big A. So, yeah, it's completely avoidable. It's completely avoidable. We all get caught up, but again, plan B, take that within like 48 to 72 hours. What is this conversation? It's like $40. About 40 something dollars was the last time unless it's changed. But yeah, absolutely not. So yeah, there's this lady crying on TikTok is the point. Somebody's always crying on TikTok, but she's 31. And the thing is, you're not 18. Not yet shit happens. And you have every right to be upset and cry. You should not be putting that on the internet. Girl, me saying that is wild because I've cried and put it on the internet. I'm hoping enough time goes by that it kind of disappears and or eventually I'll delete. But I'm just like, girl, not about like my child, especially that you plan on keeping. My kid ain't never gonna find nothing like that. There will never be. Never. So, yeah. So if she comes across your timeline, she put herself out there, but then she's also like fighting people who are like, girl, you don't have to. No one's just like applauding and saying, yeah, girl, go get it. Go take care of that. But it's also like, she has kids. She has her hands full. She's struggled before. I think she has 2 kids. She's going on 3. Hasn't been married. She would be doing this alone. He doesn't want the kid. She barely wants the kid, but God told her to keep it. This does not sound like a healthy environment. In this economy, in this period of time in the world, it is very selfish to not be intentional about bringing children into the world. It's very selfish to bring a child in. I don't know what you think you're going to get out of this in the long run, but y'all, most of us are doing better than this, but there's a few that slip through the cracks. She is one of them. So that's the tale. That's the story for the night. All right, it's time to get ready for bed. Have a nice night. Good night. I feel like my skin. I've been drinking more water, so it does look better. But it's time for another treatment. Progress must continue. All right. Good night.